From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Monday, January 25th. We're watching snow and freezing rain move in this morning. A winter weather advisory is in effect now for most of this state. It's moving up from the south. The advisory is in effect until 1 o'clock this afternoon. It looks like we'll get about an inch of snow with highs in the upper 30s. An Indianapolis neighborhood is anxious for answers after the city's largest mass casualty shooting in more than a decade. The dead include a 13-year-old and 4 adults, one of them a woman who was pregnant. City leaders call the shooting an act of terror. Both the Indianapolis mayor and chief of police used that strong language, saying this terror was a different kind of evil. Now they're vowing for justice to be done and are searching for a shooter or shooters. At this point, there are no arrests, and police say these murders were not random. The mass shooting happened early Sunday morning when officers first found a boy who'd been shot at East 36th Street near Sherman Drive. He's expected to survive. Then nearby on Adams Street, officers found 5 people shot to death inside a home. They're 42-year-olds Kezzie Childs and Raymond Childs Jr., 18-year-old Elijah Childs, and 13-year-old Rita Childs. Another victim, 19-year-old Kiara Hawkins, was pregnant and also found shot. She and her unborn baby died at the hospital. These murders are on the heels of an unprecedented year of violence in Indianapolis. 2020's homicide rate reached historic highs, but city leaders say this mass murder is a new low.
This is a crisis of morality. A crisis of conscience.
I'm heartbroken for the lives that have been taken too soon, for the young life that's forever been changed, and for the life that never got a chance to start.
We're fed up, we're frustrated, and we need to all sit down at the tables and come together. We can say we care about being one city, but one city is sitting at a decision table together so that we do not have to have another person lose their life or not even have the opportunity to bring life to this world.
That's a neighbor there, clearly upset. Chief Taylor says the community must join police to make sure this violence ends and this crime is solved. He's asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. In almost exactly 1 year after the first known case of the coronavirus in the United States, the country has now passed 25 million cases. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. As of Sunday morning, at least 417,000 Americans have died from the virus. The U.S. has reported the most cases and deaths of any country. President Biden has now prioritized the pandemic and aims to speed up the delivery of personal protective equipment and vaccines. Today, Biden is reinstating some COVID-19 related travel restrictions as well. They affect people who are not American citizens who've been to Brazil, Ireland, the UK, much of Europe, and South Africa. Former President Trump signed an executive order lifting those restrictions that would have started tomorrow. The Biden administration says medical advisors suggested this reversal. The president is also expected to lift the ban on transgender people in the military. That change could come as soon as today. The ban specifically blocked people who've been diagnosed with gender dysphoria from serving with limited exceptions. Former President Trump instituted this in 2017. The new Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin, announced his support for overturning the ban during his confirmation hearing last week. President Biden is billing today Buy American Day as well. The president set to sign an executive order directing agencies to buy goods and services from sources that will support business and workers. Biden is pledging to make a $400 billion investment for U.S. products. The second impeachment trial of former President Trump moves forward today as the House delivers the article of impeachment to the Senate. Right now, it appears all 50 Democrats would vote to convict. It's not at all clear if at least 17 Republicans will too to reach the 67 votes necessary. The former president is accused of incitement of insurrection in the January 6th breach of the Capitol building by his supporters. Lawmakers have different views of whether the trial will unify the country or divide it more sharply.
I believe that what is being alleged and what we saw, which is incitement to insurrection, is an impeachable offense. If not, what is?
I think it's counterproductive. We already have a flaming fire in this country, and it's like taking a bunch of gasoline and pouring it on top of the fire.
I believe that this impeachment trial, I hope conviction, ultimate disqualification, are the very first powerful steps toward unity in our country moving forward.
Under an agreement between Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the ceremonial functions of the trial will occur this week. Senators will be sworn in as jurors tomorrow. The former coordinator of the coronavirus task force is speaking candidly about her experience with the Trump administration. In an interview with CBS's Face the Nation, Dr. Deborah Birx admitted she often thought of quitting.
I had to ask myself every morning, is there something that I think I can do that would be helpful in responding to this pandemic? And it's something I asked myself every night.
Dr. Birx noted differences in the coronavirus data she compiled and what was given to former President Trump.
I saw the president presenting graphs that I never made. So I know that someone out there or someone inside was creating a parallel set of data and graphics that were shown to the president.
Dr. Birx retired last week when President Biden took office. And aides to President Biden are starting talks with lawmakers in an effort to find more support for Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief plan. There are holdouts on both sides of the aisle. Republicans say the plan spends far too much. Some Democrats say the package doesn't go far enough. At least a dozen moderate Senate Republicans and Democrats met in a virtual call on Sunday to discuss it. A key Republican, Senator Susan Collins, says she'll reconvene a bipartisan group to develop a different, more targeted approach.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
Fishers has opened a large COVID-19 vaccination site. The goal is to be able to vaccinate up to 1,600 people a day as the doses become available. It's inside the former Marsh grocery store. It's sat empty for years. Right now, those eligible to get the vaccine are 70 years old and older, healthcare workers, and first responders. If you fit into one of those categories, to get the vaccine, here's what you need to know. The site will be able to vaccinate upwards of 1,600 people a day. You must have a pre-scheduled appointment and be free of COVID-19 symptoms. Hoosiers that are 70 and older can schedule those appointments at ourshot.in.gov. We'll have a link to that on our website at wishtv.com as well. You can also call the Fishers COVID hotline. That number, 317-595-3211. More than 434,000 Hoosiers have now received that first vaccine, and more than 98,000 are fully vaccinated. That vaccination site in Fishers is now one of the largest in the state. And today, Indianapolis Public Schools welcomed more students back to the classroom. The district now enters phase 2 of in-person learning. Students from pre-K to 6th grade are going into classrooms full-time. Middle and high schoolers start a hybrid schedule. The district's organizing which days for students by last name. Half attend Monday and Tuesday, half Thursday, Friday. Wednesday is virtual for everyone in those ages. And several health agencies in California are investigating the death of someone hours after they got a COVID-19 vaccination. Happened northeast of Sacramento. Health officials aren't yet giving the person's age, name, or even gender, or saying which vaccine they received. They're also not saying if the person had any health issues. The sheriff's office says the person tested positive for the virus last month and was vaccinated several hours before dying on Thursday. Investigators are now waiting on the results of an autopsy. And organizers say at least 25 companies are hiring through a new virtual job fair today in Indianapolis. Job Fair X is hosting it and says jobs are available in insurance, retail, food service, gaming, a lot of other careers as well. Organizers say opportunities range from entry-level to mid-career moves. Starts at 11 o'clock this morning. Much more on our website, wishtv.com. Devour Indie Winterfest is off and running. It launched yesterday. It's a way to fill up your bellies with delicious food, support local restaurants that have been severely impacted by the pandemic. So during Devour, participating restaurants will offer a limited menu where you typically will choose an appetizer, main course, and a dessert, all for about $30. Sometimes at some of these restaurants, just an entree would cost you about that much. At the Northside Social, options include fried green tomatoes for an app, some shrimp and grits for a main, and whiskey caramel bread pudding for a dessert. And while you're dining, you can also donate to the Indiana Hospitality Relief Fund through the Devour Indie website. During the pandemic, IHRF has already been able to help out more than 300 hospitality workers with their basic needs. We stopped by Northside Social to get their take on that.
It feels great. I mean, this industry, along with many others, has been impacted so much by the COVID, obviously by the pandemic. So we know that as we are in this industry and we're seeing friends of ours, restaurants that we've dined at before, closing their doors, we feel extremely, extremely lucky to be one of them that are still open, but we're glad that they're giving back and being able to do something for the people that have lost their jobs.
Devour Indie Winterfest is now through February 6th, so there is plenty of time to try out more than 100 locations. More on our website. Now to business headlines. There's a strong movement afoot to help turn the Midwest into a true tech heartland by supporting its startups and taking advantage of the talent emerging from Midwest colleges and universities. The 2021 Midwest Ventures Showcase is a virtual event. It allows companies in the heartland that are seeking venture capital investments to present their ideas in front of an online audience of top-tier investors, entrepreneurs, researchers, and business executives. The deadline for applications for companies interested in presenting is February 2nd. You can find out more at investmidwestforum.com. And Walmart said it expects to deliver up to 13 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine per month when supply and allocations allow. The retailer plans to offer the vaccine every day at its more than 5,000 Walmart and Sam's Club pharmacies through in-store vaccination clinics and large community events. Huntington Bank is optimistic about 2021. It says Midwest economy is recovering faster than the nation. Huntington Bank says over 2.9 million jobs were created in its footprint of 7 states between April and November, which means 24% of the national total were created in these 7 states. Further, 44% of all manufacturing jobs created during this period occurred in our footprint states. U.S. credit card delinquencies reached record low levels in 2020. The American Bankers Association says Americans took advantage of stimulus checks and adjusted their spending habits. Financial support in the form of stimulus checks, as well as an array of payment adjustments, including mortgage and student loan payment freezes, helped many consumers stay afloat. Wallet Hub says in Indiana, where the average balance is $2,313, it would take a little less than 10 months to pay that back, while racking up $167 in interest charges. And, scores of people have been enthralled with Senator Bernie Sanders and his mittens after his inaugural attire went viral. The only problem is the Vermont elementary school teacher who crafted them out of recycled wool is completely sold out, and rumor has it some of them are going for $1,500 a pair. Finally, to sports, Colts head coach Frank Reich is wishing good luck to the team's former offensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni. He was officially announced as the new head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. Reich released a statement reading in part, "I spent 6 years coaching with Nick in 2 different organizations. He has a brilliant mind. He is a strong leader and will relate well with the city and its fan base." Sirianni now leads an Eagles team that was 4-11-1. Super Bowl 55 is set. The Kansas City Chiefs are hoping to repeat as champs, but of course they've got to get through Tom Brady and the Buccaneers first. The game is historic even before that first snap. It'll be the first time a team plays the Super Bowl on their home field. Buccaneers fans rushed to celebrate outside Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, lined the streets. They held signs, waving flags after the 31-26 win over Green Bay. Quarterback Tom Brady is looking now to add his 7th Super Bowl ring. He won 6 with the New England Patriots.
Guys came through. Everyone stepped up to the challenge. And again, just a great football's ultimate team sport. And it takes everybody, and everybody plays a role. And just so proud of this whole team. And again, just blessed to be a part of it.
Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes got out of concussion protocol just in time to lead his team to a win over the Buffalo Bills. Mahomes threw 3 touchdown passes last night. Wish TV will be in Tampa for the Super Bowl. Sports director Anthony Calhoun is traveling to Florida to capture what's happening behind the scenes. He'll have live reports on Wish TV starting Sunday this week. Don't miss them. They're always great. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast, The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.